Good morning, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Happy birthday, and I'm trying to start a new introduction. I did it wrong, didn't I? Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate it. Happy birthday. We'll do the birthdays at the end. Maybe I should start with the same introduction. Anyway, I posted yesterday saying, which do you prefer? Do you prefer these old style ones without the intro? And my good friend Roz, hi Roz, said yeah, the old ones were slightly better, but much more engaging now with my own personality coming out, a little bit dead, the old ones. So if you want to go and check out my old one, I posted it yesterday. Check it out, make some comments. By the way, this is Ilfracombe, of course. There's a Jonathan Edwards triple jump thing down here, talking about the Olympics that just finishing up, rather I should say. There's the spooky house on the hill, somewhere up there, can't quite tell from here, where I was yesterday. And then obviously the views were back this way from there yesterday. And then a couple of days ago, by the way, check out the flag above there. This is the harbour, which is where I was heading to, Hebert Harbour, here you go, with Verity, the statue, and then Rapparee Cove, which is where I was a couple of weeks ago, I think it was now, can't remember now. But anyway, today we're going to talk about, I didn't quite do this right, Ross, sorry, I'll get better. And actually I forgot to put the title in this one as well. Gosh, I haven't even got a title. I was just thinking about the title when I realised that I wanted to record a video from up here as well for the, the top 10 Evan Carmichael videos I do. I talk about every time, and this is another one of those. So in the comments below, under where it says Mel Robbins, I'm going to be talking about Mel Robbins today and the 5-second rule, and taking control of your thoughts, your actions, your feelings, and your emotions. I've got to stop this alarm. Hold on a second. Luckily, that alarm going off was only really a problem for the people watching live. Hello, live viewer, by the way. So we're going to talk about taking control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings a little bit later on. But the video below is the Mel Robbins top 10 from Evan Carmichael, and I've just recorded an intro for that. So it's watch your top 10 with Believe Nation. I think I did it right, at least I hope I did, which is the intro. You'll see some guy doing it at the beginning of that, and hopefully I'll be featured at some point in the future on one of those top 10 videos, especially since I watch them every single morning as part of my morning routine. It's fantastic. So today it was Mel Robbins talking about her 5-second rule, but also a whole bunch of other things as well. And I thought it was a particularly good topic. Yes, I haven't quite done this the way I planned to do it, but we're in there now anyway. And then we're going to do the birthdays at the end and the breathing exercise at the end as well that we normally start off with. So switch it around a bit. So, and also you need to not do all that chitty chat. Why am I doing this thing here and introduction stuff? Because that's just really boring for people who are watching the replay. Give me a hashtag replay if you're watching the hashtag replay, by the way. Or the hashtag replay? Just watching the replay. So Mel Robbins today was talking about her 5-second rule, about overcoming the blockages in your mind. So we are as human beings, we are run by our automatic default behaviours. We are programmed from childhood to have these thoughts and feelings. And actually I did a little session last night with a lady called Rebecca Ingram. I hope it's Rebecca. Just doubting that all of a sudden. Yes, Rebecca Ingram. And she did a sort of rapid transformational hypnosis thing anyway. And part of that was go back to when you were sort of around 5-ish and find some negative thoughts, and then basically unpick those thoughts and then take them forward. I do a version of that, which I haven't actually got a name for at the moment. It's kind of a form of the timeline therapy thing. I need to find a proper name for that. It was memory resolution was the thing that I was originally taught, and then I modified it and changed it and made it into my own thing, my own version. So anyway, it's going back and unpicking negative experiences as a child, or even just in your past. It doesn't have to be as a child, it could be as an adult as well. Just some bad experience that you've had that you've then carried forward, and then you've repeated over inside your mind. You've thought these things over and over and over again. You've re-experienced that negative behaviour, particularly bad for people with PTSD, because they'll keep reliving that painful experience over and over again in their heads. And obviously it doesn't help them, because it wires it and embeds those feelings and emotions inside them. we want to try and get rid of those if we can, and turn them into positive experiences. So yeah, and we can control. So we are programmed throughout our lives to have certain feelings, thoughts, and behaviours, and so forth. And they become habits. They become real big habits. So right at the bottom of the notes I've said here, you are not X, whatever X is. You are not a procrastinator. You are not lazy. You are not a bad timekeeper. You have the habit of being lazy. You have the habit of being a procrastinator. You have the habit of being a bad timekeeper, for example. I'm so glad I'm... You can see the wind. I don't know if you can see the wind or not. You can see the wind on this side a bit better against the grasses over here. And I'm really well sheltered by this rock that I'm sitting against, so that's handy. So we have all these sort of default automatic behaviours, automaticity, as John Assaraf would call it. Automaticity, I think maybe he calls it. Automated behaviours, anyway, these sort of default behaviours that we just run on autopilot throughout our lives, and we don't even realise we're doing them. We just do them automatically. The classic one I always use is, well, a lot of people will use the folding arms things. You know, which way around do you fold your arms? Which hand do you put on top when you fold your arms? And can you do it the other way around? And it's quite tricky when you first do it, but with a bit of practice you can switch hands quite quickly and quite easily. But another one is when you put your trousers on in the morning, or your pants, your underwear on in the morning, which foot do you put through first? Is it your left foot or your right foot? A lot of people don't even know when you ask that question, and they go, I don't know, I'd have to do it to find out. And then when they do it, and then you say, okay, now try and do it the other way around and try and put the other foot through first. And you're like, oh, that's just weird. It just feels all wrong. It's very hard to do because you've done it one way, the whole way, or your whole life. Tying your shoelaces is another way. There are, I think, 2, maybe 3 different ways of shoeing your tie laces, tying your shoelaces. And if you try and show somebody how to do it and it's not the way that they normally do it, they go, well, that's just wrong. That's just not the way you're supposed to do it. And it becomes a tricky thing. So these are all automated things that we have in our lives. And of course, because we have those, we can recognise the fact, or hopefully we can recognise the fact that we have lots of other default thought behaviours in our heads as well, that we think about things, we think about ourselves and our lives, and they're just automatic and we don't realise we're doing them. But using the Mel Robbins 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 5-second rule concept, what we can do is we can interrupt that negative thought. So what happens a lot of the time is we'll make a decision. We say, right, I'm going to go and run to the harbour, for example, and then I go, oh, do I really want to do that? And the brain goes, oh, there's a pause. This is something you don't really want to do. This is something that you're thinking about. Maybe this isn't the right thing to do. So then the brain just kicks into gear and says, right, well, we don't want to keep you safe. We don't want you doing something you don't want to do. We don't want to do something scary or dangerous or worrying. Remember when we were talking about the on top of the cliffs over there? It's like, oh, you go, oh, hesitation. Your brain goes, oh, hesitation. I need to jump in here and give them some reasons as to why this is. They need to keep themselves safe. And that's when your automatic thinking behaviour comes in and goes, oh, well, it was raining, and it was raining earlier. That's why I've got a raincoat on, and it's now sunshine. You can still see it's a bit dodgy over there, but over this side it's all bright sunshines. So it was raining. I was like, oh, well, it's raining and it's cold and I'm going to get wet and maybe I shouldn't go for the run, and all that stuff that's going inside your head. As I think Mel, I'm not sure Mel said it quite this way. He said it's like going behind enemy lines and you're just going to get beaten up by sheer weight of numbers of the negative reasons why you shouldn't do something, because your brain is constantly trying to keep you safe and secure and stop you from doing things that are potentially what it deems to be unhelpful for you. But sometimes those things can be really, really helpful. It's just brain just doesn't know any different. It only knows the experiences you've had, and it's a bit stupid and dumb. And it's like what do they call it? Is it the monkey brain or something? I'm not sure what it is. They talk about in the monkey mind. Is it the book? I think it's the book. I can't remember what the title of it is. Anyway, but it's just like this chatter going on, and it's not really very clever at all. It's the old part of the brain. It's the fight or flight, default behavior thing going on there. But we have a prefrontal cortex in our brains that allows us to think and rationalize. Well, again, when I was talking about the cliffs over there a couple of days ago, we can overcome those emotions and those feelings by having better thoughts and taking better actions, because we are in control of our thoughts and our actions, but we're not necessarily in control of our feelings and emotions. Our feelings and emotions will just come up and bubble up, whether we like them to or not, and whether we want them to or not. But what we do have control over is our thoughts, the thoughts that we think, and the behaviours that we take and the actions that we take going forward. So then we can decide what we're going to do. And that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is designed to do that. You count backwards because it's something you're not used to. Although weirdly, of course, if you do it often enough, then it does become something that that it's easy. It's supposed to interrupt the thought patterns anyway. So maybe you just do it in a different way. Just do odd even numbers. 10, 8, 6, 5, 6, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Then suddenly it becomes difficult. As you can see, I was consciously trying to work out what is backwards even numbers. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. Go. It's quite tricky to do. And actually Mel talks about how if you're right-handed and you suddenly decide you want to write with your left hand, you could tie your hand behind your back, and obviously you force yourself to do it, and it's really hard. But when you're trying to do it, you can do it, but it's really hard to do something else at the same time. It's really hard to write and think about something else at the same time. Although if you're writing with your right hand, you quite easily listen and write and talk to somebody else all at the same time. It's quite easy. And I use my Rubik's Cube as an example of the same sort of thing. You know, once I've learnt it really, really well, it's easy for me to do that while I'm talking to other people, and I don't have to really think about what I'm doing with the cube. There's a couple of times I have to go, oh, look, think, and then what moves next. But it becomes really easy after a while, and becomes automated. It becomes that automatic default behaviour for me. So yeah, so we have these feelings and emotions. There's a speedboat going over here. It's kind of cool to look at. So actually, look at that. Special moment. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's kind of a cool view. So yeah, anyway. So we have these things that default behaviours, and we can take control of our thoughts and our thoughts and our behaviours that then can overcome those feelings and emotions, so that we don't become an emotional wreck, and we have control over our thoughts. And that's what I teach people in all my programs and so forth. So if you're interested in any of my programs, let me know, and get in touch, drop me a message, and we can talk about that. I think I've talked about all my things I wanted to talk about, apart from the self-confidence challenge, which I thought was quite cool that Mel talked about. So I'd like to challenge you to do this, or ask you to do this, which is in the morning when you go to the mirror, is to high-five yourself in the mirror. Now Mel in the video, so feel free to go and check out the video, has a good explanation about why this is good from a neuroscience perspective, but it's a really good thing to do. So take a picture of yourself high-fiving yourself in the mirror, and then put it on Instagram with the hashtag high-five challenge, and tag Mel Robbins in it, and tag me in it, John V Denley. That would be really cool to see a few people doing that. That would be fantastic and fun. That boat has now come over this side. So yeah, go and do that. High five yourself. It's a way of saying to yourself, yeah, you're really cool, you're great, you've got a great, good job, John, that kind of thing, in the mornings, and give yourself that little self-confidence. As Mel says, the word self is in self-confidence. You're the one that needs to give yourself the self-confidence. So take that chance and take that opportunity. Another thing that Mel talked about, just before I run out of time here, is the word or emotion wheel. There is a link in the description below to her Twitter, which is the only place I could find where the actual word emotion wheel comes from. And it's just to help you recognize the emotions going on in your body. Again, on her, I think on the Twitter feed, she has some links anyway. If you go and look it up, you'll find out more stuff about that. I'll be taking that forward. I haven't really looked into it massively, but I do struggle to work out what emotions I'm feeling myself sometimes. And it was really clever to think of this thing where you just say, well, I'm angry. Well, yeah, but what are you angry about? And how are you angry? So find more detail about the emotion you've got, and then you can handle that emotion much better. Then you can bring your thoughts and your behaviours into action to take care of those feelings and emotions instead. So yeah, anyway, that's all cool. So taking care of your feelings and emotions, that's me, John Denley, and that's me wrapped up. So that's where I can edit that and just cut this last little bit off where I say happy birthday to the people whose real birthdays it is today. I did breathing exercise. I think I'll probably squeeze in the breathing exercise just about. Breathe, blow out the candle, one candle, 5 in through your nose, hand on your heart, that's your right hand, left hand, while you're holding your breath, light the candles, and then blow them out. Happy birthday to you, because it is the first day of the rest of your life. Happy birthday also to the people whose real birthday it is on my Facebook profile, who are Emilia Ann from, I forget his name now, should know that, shouldn't I? Anyway, the guy who does the meditation stuff online, I can't remember his name. Phillip, Leah Schmidt, who I think I met on the Camino. Jackie Jarvis, how you doing, Jackie? You doing the Camino as well, didn't you, Jackie? I think. And then from yesterday, which I missed out obviously because I didn't do things yesterday, I got wrapped up yesterday in watching the Olympics, watching the heptathlon. Poor old KJT, who, not old, she's quite young obviously, well, 28, but it depends how you look at it, pulled her Achilles in the 200 metres, so couldn't finish the heptathlon. But hi to Georgia, Georgia! I can't remember your surname, Georgia, but from Canada, who I followed on Instagram. I didn't realise that she was a heptathlete. I think I probably did, but kind of forgotten anyway. And then she was talking about the heptathlon. I was like, oh my God. And then I looked back and saw Georgia anyway. So, hey, Georgia, how you doing? So yeah, anyway, I was watching the Olympics yesterday and I just got wrapped up in that. And then I had meetings all morning, so I didn't do my session yesterday. Happy birthday to Gina Moffa. Happy birthday to you. Morgan Danielle as well, happy birthday to you. I think I spoke to you or sent you a message yesterday, didn't realise it was your birthday. Anyway, happy birthday to you. Hope you and your little daughter are doing well. Sunny Hussain, Kenneth Spencer, we need to catch up I think, Kenneth, at some point, don't we, I think. JP McCrossan, Collette Evans, Sian Jones. That was interesting because I had two Sian Joneses with the same name, obviously different birthdays, so that was kind of fun trying to figure out which one to tag in this programme. Sophie Bennett, Vicki Masters, Ash Taylor, and Darren Hiscox from School Days. How you all doing? Hope you had a lovely birthday yesterday, and I will catch up with you later. Take care everyone, bye for now, and see you later. It's cool. Bye for now. Oh, I should send you love really, shouldn't I? Here you go. Do the love thing with the flag in the background. There we go. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.